Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Snark Bait. I'm Christy.
I'm Sophie.
How are you doing this fabulous Friday morning? It's December 5th. How are you? How have you been doing the last couple
Good.
hours?
Good. I mean, we just recorded yesterday. We recorded our Thursday episode. And by the way, I have a correction. We were talking about Spotify Wrapped, and I said that we had hundreds of millions of minutes listened.
Close enough.
Close enough. You know, numbers aren't my thing. It was like tens of millions, which is still exciting, but I was convinced that we had hundreds of millions. And then I was looking again after we recorded. I was like, wait, I'm a fucking idiot. Like hundreds of millions.
You know what? Say it and it will happen. Manifest it, put it out into the universe, and that could be our truth in just a couple of years here.
Fingers crossed. Yeah, I'm an idiot, but we all know that. We already know that.
Dumb and
Uh,
Dumber, never beating those
Dumb,
allegations.
Dumb and Dumber. How are you doing, Christy?
How am I doing? I'm doing okay. I am incredibly happy that it's Friday, and by the time this episode airs, I will have just seen my best friend. If you any of you guys live in Houston, she owns this Chinese Puerto Rican fusion restaurant called Mitchie's, and they just opened at their location in Dallas, two in Houston, and I barely get to see her, and just being able to see a long distance best friend
Yep.
after some time is nothing fills my cup up more.
Mm-hmm.
And she's one of those long distance besties where we talk every single day.
Yeah.
And so I feel like even though we haven't seen each other physically, I know what's going on in her life. She's pregnant with her second child. I'm excited to see her kid. I'm excited to see her husband. Like, I'm very excited for that. And I'm also going to see a couple of my girlfriends. Tonight, we're going to have a girly pop type of dinner. So you know what? It's going to be a friend-filled weekend by the time this episode has come out. My cup has been filled.
Love that. Yeah. I mean, I have so many home friends that I don't get to see very often because I moved away from home. So going home for Thanksgiving, I got to see a few of them. And like you said, it just fills your cup.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best. Like long distance friendships, you know, it's it's hard, but it's worth it. Like any long distance relationship.
And you know what's funny is I was talking to a couple of people at work because they found out about the podcast.
Mhm.
And shout out to Lena.
They found out about it.
Yeah, they found out about it. I told them. Well, I told one person because I kind of get a little bit, not embarrassed, but I don't know. I just don't really say much about it. But there's a few trusted, coveted coworkers that know about it. And I was telling them about how I never met you and how we had this long distance friendship online. And
Hmm.
they were just so shocked. And I'm like, to the normal person, online friendships aren't really a thing. But if you're as online as Sophie and I have been at our entire lives, this is just another day. Like online
Yeah.
friendships are just so different for people that don't live on Instagram, Twitter,
Yeah.
TikTok.
Yeah. I mean, online friendships for podcasters like us, that's how we because it's such a unique, I guess, experience. So
Yes.
it helps to uh sorry, I'm rearranging my setup, my fuck ass setup.
As you're doing
I can't
that, I just have to call out the fact that Sophie is wearing her, if you're watching on YouTube,
oh
youtube.com
yeah.
slash at snarkbaitpod. Go Bengals.
Oh my God, stop. I get so embarrassed when Christy
No.
talks about me being like, go Bengals
Go
today.
Bengals.
It's so embarrassing. But yeah, it's fucking freezing in New York right now.
You look
It's
so cute and cozy.
it's freezing and it's like freezing in my apartment. I mean, obviously we have the heat on, but like it's still just like freezing. And so I'm like bundled up because I remember when we recorded yesterday, I was so cold. I think I was wearing like a sweater. I was wearing a sweater, but I was like freezing. So I'm like bundled up with like a turtleneck and a sweatshirt, leggings and like fuzzy socks. It's just like it's cozy season, I guess. So,
There's a lot of stuff to watch on Netflix if you guys are entering your cozy era as well. Victoria is a period piece on Netflix that just went live on Netflix. There is sorry, this should really go into LEO, and know this is a bit of a tangent, but there's
mm.
this show called The Staircase with Patrick Schwarzenegger from White Lotus and Colin. I think is it Colin Firth? Uh, uh, sh-
Is
do you know
that the
what?
one about the woman who falls down the stairs and they don't
Yes.
know if it's an accident or so I listened to like podcasts about that. I watched a documentary about it and then by the time the show came out, I was like I don't care anymore. But I think that show was originally on HBO,
Correct.
and HBO has always they've had shows move over to Netflix. Like Love and Death is on Netflix now.
Yeah.
Um, and apparently, did you see this? Netflix has acquired Warner
Warren,
Brothers slash HBO
I almost put that as something to talk about, but I'm glad you brought it up. Yeah.
like a freaking monopoly. What kind of world are we living in where that's
Remember,
allowed? That shouldn't be allowed, it feels like.
how dare Netflix, a company that has skyrocketed over the last 10 years, acquire one of the most nostalgic uh media companies from back in our childhood? Like it doesn't feel right. I feel like we're living in a different universe now where
Mhm.
Netflix is now acquiring the WB. It should have been the other way around.
Also, like Netflix, as much as I love certain Netflix shows and Netflix content, they're known for having a lot of like slop. And it just sucks that HBO went from having such prestige television, and then when the Warner Brothers merger happened, they started having like Duck Dynasty or whatever shows on HBO. And now I feel like it's just gonna like, slop it up even more.
Right. The slop is now distributed across all
Yeah.
of our like once coveted channels. And by the way, it's called The Staircase with Colin Firth, Tony Collette, Sophie Turner, Parker Posey. Oh yeah, Parker Posey and Patrick Schwarzenegger were both on White Lotus, and they were
Oh,
on
that's
this.
so funny.
It's a very, very good series. I'm shocked it didn't get as much attention. And I know I usually have bad taste, but it has 92% on Rotten Tomatoes and 7 out of 10 on IMDb. I promise you it's very good.
She had to check. She had
I
to make sure that the reviews were there before she recommended. I have not watched it, but what was I gonna say about oh yeah, it's been a while since we've had a really good like HBO miniseries. Like remember I feel like you probably didn't watch Chernobyl, did you?
No.
Oh my God, Chernobyl was
Of
amazing.
course I didn't.
So like Chernobyl, there were sharp objects. Did you watch that?
Yes, I did.
Sharp Objects was amazing. Like we went through a period where there was uh I Made a Story You is another one that's really good with Michaela Cole. We had so many good HBO miniseries for a while, and it's been a while since we've had one that's like appointment television.
Mayor of
So
Easttown.
Mare of Easttown, oh my God, that was such a good one.
Good. What else? Oh, I mean, obviously, Big Little Lies, the renewal, or what was that one with Nicole Kidman and
Oh, The Undoing.
oh my God, so
Yes.
good.
Yes. So I don't know. I feel like HBO is losing its sauce, losing
And
its
I think,
recipes.
yeah, you're
And
right.
this isn't gonna help.
Yes, and really quickly before we dive in, one other thing I wanted to say is I was talking to my best friend and I was like, she doesn't listen to the show. She'll support it, but she doesn't listen. And she was like, what should I watch? And I was suggesting a bunch of things, and she's like, God, everything you've ever recommended me is really bad. And she, and then I was like, it's funny you say that because Sophie constantly gives me shit, as does the entire Snorkbait community about my poor taste. And she goes, I didn't want to say anything, but like it really is bad. Like I thought it was just me thinking my taste was like backwards, but
Okay.
it's yours.
Okay, justice for Christy because so many people agreed with your Wicked take that Wicked 2 is better than Wicked 1. We got
Yeah.
so many comments, so you're not alone in that. But yeah, Mandy and I, my sister, uh
Christy has I don't know why I'm giving Mandy a man
yeah,
voice. I'm
you can
giving
give Mandy a deep voice also.
Christy has the opposite opinion of the general population, and
Yeah, she's like,
that is true.
whatever the Gen Pop thinks about something, Christy will have the opposite opinion. So no one watched The Staircase. But Christy was like, guys, the show rocks. The show's fucking awesome.
But I will say, my best friend told me she's like the one series that you have recommended that was amazing, and everyone I have told about this, men, women alike, Hijack on Apple TV is one of the best shows
Oh,
I've
I
ever
love
seen.
that show. Wait, do you know what season 2 is coming out?
Yes,
Oh
I
my God, Henry
no.
and I are so excited.
When I tell you, every time I have recommended this show,
Mhm.
everyone has watched it and they've gotten back to me and said that was the best show I've ever seen.
So good. So good. Henry and I
Yes,
were like perusing on Apple TV and we're like, oh my God, Hijack season 2
but
coming out in January.
how could it top the OG?
Yeah.
I mean, that show was no zero notes.
Yeah, so Idris Elba plays a guy saving a plane from like a hijacking, if my memory serves me correctly. It's like one of the only Apple TV shows that I've actually watched. Because Apple TV always has these like really, really, really expensive shows that no one watches because they don't like market them.
Yeah.
But that show was amazing. So you guys should definitely watch Hijack. That is one show we can definitely agree on. And then one last thing, this was going to be my light energy object, but since we're on the topic of like TV shows,
Yeah.
I was talking about my love of British thrillers. And a lot of people recommended Broadchurch, which is also on Netflix. And so I watched season one of Broadchurch. It was so good. Thank you to everyone who recommended that. I know there's two more seasons, and I'm like so curious because it's like a murder mystery, and then it ends with the murder mystery being solved, and then it's like, where do we go from here? I don't know. I haven't watched season two yet.
Gotcha.
But so good. Thank you guys for recommending that one. Love a good British thriller. I'm
Is
waiting
it
for more. Yeah.
Oh, I was gonna say, is it a period piece? Is it like a British
No.
procedural in current time?
Yeah. It's like modern day. Like, well, it came out in 2013, season one. So
Yeah, I
I
mean,
guess it is a period piece at this point.
speaking of so she's like, oh,
Ho,
oh.
ho,
Um,
ho.
okay, now that we're going to LEOs, I just have to shout out, speaking of HBO Max, Mad Men is now on HBO Max. Have you ever seen that show?
Okay, so I've never watched Mad Men, and everyone makes fun of me and yells at me.
Yeah, because it's advertising and it's like
Yeah.
marketing. It's incredible. I watched the entire show in college. I remember all of my college friends were like raving about it, and I finally gave it a shot. It's one of those shows that's a slow burn, and I don't think it would be successful today because the shows that we watch today, it needs to hook you in. Otherwise, your attention
Hmm.
span you'll forget it after episode one and you'll stop watching. Whereas with Mad Men, I think it spans over 6 or 7 seasons, and it's very much of a slow burn, very heavy on character development, very heavy on symbolism. Takes place in the sixth season, New York City. So the time period
Hmm.
in which it's set in is it's cool to watch. Like the wardrobe design is great. The setting, everything is so cool. And I just watch it before bed now, and I can't describe how much of a comfort show it is because I mean, I'm just pretty dark sided in my brain. Like I just lean more on like the sad side. And something about the
Hmm.
show is deeply, I don't know, it's satisfying in the way that I feel it portrays just characters in life, in loneliness, and I don't know. I just feel like it's so real, and I highly recommend it. So,
I need to eventually watch that. Like those shows that I feel like in the aughts, like Mad Men, Breaking Bad,
mhm.
Game of Thrones, like all of those like prestige shows that everyone was obsessed with, I never watched. So one of these days I'll get around to it. And it's interesting you say that like in today's day and age, everything needs to hook you in because otherwise people will be on their phones and won't be able to get into a show. Like the slow burn doesn't work anymore. That actually apparently is a thing that Netflix realizes now. And it's called, I was reading about this when we were talking about Stranger Things and how
Yeah.
Stranger Things, the writing is kind of bad and the dialogue, they're like over explaining everything. And it's a lot of telling instead of showing. And apparently, this is a thing called the two screen something because they know that since viewers are going to be scrolling on their phones while they watch, they need to make sure that they're really, really, really explicit about what's happening. Otherwise, viewers are going to miss details and get confused.
Yes.
And I'm like, how sad is that?
That is a very interesting think piece. It makes so much sense. I actually am happy that when we were going to college, streaming was just becoming a thing. I remember, like, I recall Orange is the New Black was the first bingeable
Yep.
series on
Yep.
Netflix. I'd
Yeah.
never watched it, but I remember everyone talking about it because it was like the one
Mhm.
and only streaming thing. I feel like this was around the time when Netflix was transitioning from delivering DVDs to
Yes.
your home to
Yeah.
streaming. And now it's like, I feel like in college, we used to, I mean, this is just obviously life in general with the age of social media, but back in the day, we used to like interact with each other, and bed rotting wasn't really a thing. Like, we didn't sit in bed and just binge things, I feel like.
Yeah, we've talked about this a lot that I feel
Yeah.
like we used to like live life and nowadays I feel like people just like don't live life and
Yeah.
it's kind of sad. I think it's like a combination of things, but
Yeah.
um anyway, you guys, I know this has been a really long tangent about TV. And speaking of TV, I watched the Secret Lives of Mormon Wives reunion hosted by Stassi
Oh, it's already been
yesterday.
out?
Yeah, and it's don't bother. I mean, I know you didn't watch season three, but don't bother, you guys. It is so, so, so bad. Stassi was not good.
Who was
Uh,
better, Nick or Stassi?
I didn't watch the one with Nick Viall because I literally, which we will get to Nick Viall in just a moment, but I cannot stomach him as a human being. So I skipped that reunion. So I can't really compare them.
Didn't
But
we do
Stassi,
a live watch of that on Patreon?
I think that may have been when I
Like
was
you couldn't
out
make
of,
it.
I think I was on vacation.
Got it, got it. Okay, because I was like,
Yeah.
I definitely watched it. I remember.
Yeah, I think that was when I was on vacation. So
Yeah.
I never watched it. Don't plan to, obviously. But Stassi was not good. The reunion focused it didn't answer anything, by the way. And then it focused way too much on the dads, like the dad talk. And it's like, we don't give a fuck about them. There was one segment, spoiler alert, if you haven't watched it yet, which again, don't bother, where Dakota comes out and his request is for all the women to leave the stage. And so Stassi kicks all the women off the stage just to interview Dakota. Like we're supposed to give a fuck about Dakota.
Okay, what?
It was it was so bad. And she kept like Stassi kept like ending the conversation when they were like actually in the middle of having an interesting conflict. And I know that she has like a timeline to follow, but in any case, it just was terrible. And I feel like Hulu really like they struck gold with Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, but they don't know how to do reality TV yet. Like I feel like they don't know
Mm,
how to do the reunions yet. Um it was just like so bad. And yeah, and I also just don't need Stassi back on my TV. And I know that a lot of people disagree with me. And as you guys know, if you listen to our Stassi episode, I used to be the biggest Stassi stan. Like I used to be a diehard stan. I actually was going through my Etsy orders yesterday to find something that I ordered back in the day. And I found Stassi coasters that I had bought
wow.
years ago. Like literally coasters with Stassi's face and like quotes on them. Like I was so obsessed with Stassi. I don't need her back on my TV. I don't think she did a good job. So anyway, all that is to say, Whitney Leavitt is Roxy Hart on Broadway in Chicago, which I am so excited to see. I'm a big Chicago fan. I saw it with Ariana
Oh yeah.
Maddox.
I forgot she
Love
did
it.
that. Yeah.
It's like my favorite musical of all time, probably. So excited to see that. Congratulations to Whitney from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives for getting that like major, major, major role. Like it seems like she's like making her dreams come true. She killed it on Dancing with the Stars. But you know who she should have thought of before she accepted that role? She should have thought about Nick Viall and Natalie Joy.
Thank you so much. I mean, I was waiting for you to say it. Oh my God. I mean,
Like, how could she without making sure it was okay with Nick and Natalie first? Because here's the thing. Now, a quick ad break to talk about our sponsors. You guys know the last place I want to spend my one precious life is in a nail salon. Who has the time? Am I right? But here's the problem. I do, in fact, want my nails to be done because I'm just a girl. And that's where Olive and June comes in. Olive and June has everything you need for a salon quality manicure in one box. Salon grade tools, 6 polishes to choose from that don't chip and last over 7 days. If you're more of a gel girly, their gel mani boxes come with a 5-finger LED lamp and HEMA-free gel polish that lasts 21 days too. Each manicure comes down to just a few dollars each. Salon quality, but so much more affordable. And without the freaking annoying salon appointment. Olive and June is a perfect fit for my crazy life personally. Mani time for me includes busy mornings before early recordings, nights on the couch watching trash TV. It's so fast and easy to squeeze in. Basically, Olive and June is perfect for the busy baby Starks out there. Visit oliveandjune.com/snark20 for 20% off your first Manny system. That's OLIVEANDJUNE.com/SNARK20 for 20% off your first Manny system.
do I look like I cook? No. But thankfully, HelloFresh has made it so easy for me to finally make my own home cooked meals. I'm sure you've heard of them. HelloFresh is the #1 meal kit in America, known for chef crafted recipes and fresh ingredients delivered straight to your door. And they've just gotten even better, as in portions are bigger now, they've doubled their menu. You now have 100 options to choose from each week now, including seasonal favorites and recipes from around the world. They also have healthier options like recipes with high protein and extra veggies. HelloFresh has quickly become my new favorite evening routine. I pour myself a glass of red wine, make some steak, and eat it like a TV dinner while watching trash TV. What's not to love about having plenty of leftovers, too? The best way to cook just got better. Go to HelloFresh.com/snark10fm now to get 10 free meals and a free breakfast for life. One per box with active subscription. Free meals applied as discount on first box. New subscribers only. Varies by plan. That's HelloFresh.com/snark10fm to get 10 free meals plus a free breakfast for life.
On the Viall Files, Nick and Natalie mom shamed Whitney.
Carry on. Yep, disgusting. This has been making the rounds online. If you guys follow us at
Yeah.
Snarkbait Pod, Sophie posted a reel about this. This was atrocious. This was like triggering. I'm not even a parent, and this was triggering.
Yeah. So basically, Natalie went on like a little tangent. She goes, I'm just so curious, like how she has three young kids that definitely have schedules and demand her attention. And I'm just so curious, like how she makes it work. Like they definitely like, have schedules and routines and like how's that gonna work? First of all, the answer is that she has a supportive husband who has publicly said that he's a stay-at-home dad now to take care of the kids so Whitney can do Dancing with the Stars and do things like Broadway. And by the way, I'm pretty sure the Broadway run is only like 6 weeks. It's like
Right,
nothing insane. Dancing with the Stars took longer.
right.
Um, Also, when it came to Taylor Frankie Paul getting the Bachelorette, they had nothing but positive things to say about that. Taylor Frankie Paul's also a mother of three.
Bingo.
So, what is the difference there? The difference is that they don't like Whitney, apparently because she refused to go on the Viall Files. So, I think they have beef with her. And I also saw, even though I didn't watch that Secret Lives of Mormon Wives season 2 reunion, Nick was really mean to Whitney. So, like, they just don't like her. Um, but like, God forbid a woman is ambitious, and God forbid, like, her three kids get to experience New York City for a couple weeks. Like, oh my God, is that the end of the world? And like, first of all, they would obviously never say this about a man who is
Yes,
chasing his dreams.
that is key. That is very key to this conversation. If this were a man, no conversation would be had.
They would
Continue. Yep.
never say this about a man. They
Yep.
are so violently misogynistic. I fucking hate them. And speaking of which, remember when Nick filmed Special Forces
Yep.
while Natalie was at home pregnant? And
Mhm.
he said he wanted to show his future child that they could accomplish the same thing. But Whitney isn't allowed to do that. I fucking hate them. Also, who is watching River, their toddler, while they're sitting in a podcast booth? They're sitting in it's not even Broadway. They're sitting in a podcast booth.
And they pump out episodes all the time, like multiple times a week. They're
Yep.
working all the time. How is it any different? And God forbid Whitney takes this opportunity to get her bag so that she is investing in her children's future for their
Yep.
college tuition or whatever it is that her children want to pursue. This is an investment in her and her family's future. Oh my God, I hate him so much. They are so hypocritical. They are not self-aware. And I hate that people continue to even support the show and go on it. And the only reason people even support the show is because they have guests that people want to listen to. That's the only time I ever listen to. I refuse to listen to Viall Files. I don't.
Yeah.
But that's the only time I will listen to Call Her Daddy is when, for instance, like Dave Franco was on it or Adrena Patridge, who rarely does interviews. Like, I cannot stand the hypocrisy, the disgusting way that they were talking about her. And it almost felt, dare I say, a little jealous. Like,
Oh,
are you
100%.
jealous that you didn't get this opportunity to not
Yes.
only one, go on Dancing with the Stars and make it? I believe, I don't know, did she make it pretty far? I don't know, actually.
She made it, I think, to like fourth or fifth place, like the semifinals.
Amazing. So
Yeah.
every episode that you continue on, you get more money. So good for her. And now she's earning even more money. Like, you should be praising this woman. Oh my God, I literally hate them. I
I
hate
hate
them.
them so much. And yeah, it's definitely jealousy. And they have been getting so much backlash, deservedly, all across TikTok. It's definitely like gone viral.
Yes.
And the thing about Natalie and Nick is that they will never, ever, ever apologize or take accountability. And not to like toot our own horns, but if we get like one comment being like, hey, I didn't like appreciate what you guys said. Like I felt like, this was a little, I don't know, tone deaf or whatever it is. We are more than happy to jump back on and be like, "Oh my God, so sorry." Like
Yeah.
if there's something that we do or say, like it's not hard to take accountability. And that's like it'll be like one comment, even if it's just like replying to a Spotify comment. Like I feel like it's important to make sure that people are not alienated or offended by something we said. Like that's
Right.
important to me. And Nick and Natalie don't give a fuck, which I think is wild. They literally
Yeah.
will never take accountability. They will never apologize. They never have. They've gotten backlash for things in the past before. And they don't
It's
care.
it seems like there's never any introspection either or
Hmm.
level of self-awareness. Like to your point, oftentimes if we say something that could be offensive to people, and again, I don't want to make it seem like we're holier than thou or we never make a mistake. We've done made plenty, but
Oh, plenty.
plenty. But what I'm saying is like oftentimes when we say things, we don't mean for it to come across offensively. And when I read certain things, I'm like, oh shit, yeah, that person's right. I shouldn't have said that or that was insensitive.
Yeah.
A- And there's a level of self-awareness that we kind of take it back to the drawing board and say, oh, we should acknowledge that. I don't think any
And
actions like
that's
that have
like
ever
a
been made.
normal, yeah, and that's like a normal baseline. Like any normal person, like it's not even just us, it's any normal podcaster will be like, oh shit. Like I heard like Watch What Crappens, so Ben and Roddy like apologized for something they said that they didn't realize was offensive recently. Like any normal podcaster will do that.
Yeah.
But Nick and Natalie will never acknowledge that they fucked up because they are so holier than thou and they're so perfect and they never mess up and they're always right. And oh, I hate them. And also just like watching the video clip of it and they're like in their pajamas. And
Smug as fuck too. Just
Nick is always
ugh.
so smug, leaned back in his chair with
With
his
like the
with his leg. Yeah, with his leg. And he's
like
always like,
crossed.
and I'm not even trying to like I'm not trying to shame. I'm not trying to like dad shame, okay? Or like sound like I'm shaming like a pothead because I used to be like a pothead, like always,
Yeah.
always high for like not snark bait recordings, but like,
Everyone in California is also a stoner.
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
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 it's a
yeah.
thing.
And
Yeah.
it's legal in New York. Nick Viall always looks fucking high when he's podcasting. And which is fine. Like I'm not
Nice.
I'm not shaming him, but it's like for you to be so holier than thou about someone's life choices and you also are a parent and you're sitting in your podcast booth high, like how are you like dad of the year right now, you know?
Thou doth protest too much. And when you spend so much time just like, I don't know, they're just critiquing someone who is earning an honest living and a woman who's earning an honest living.
Mhm.
And that is what is infuriating to me.
Yeah. And it also is like when their cheating scandal happened, which we did an episode back on X Knows All about that, which we also ended up putting on our Snark Bait feed like literally a year ago. It was when I was on my honeymoon, I believe, last December. And when their cheating scandal happened and they never acknowledged it, but it's like they are constantly picking other people apart as if they're perfect,
Yes.
always. And that's what made it so juicy for people. It's like, oh my God, if this was anyone else, they would be, oh my God, psychoanalyzing them, picking every detail apart, just like trashing them, hounding them. That's all they do is talk about other people's lives and mistakes and fuck ups. I mean, we're not that different. We're
Yeah,
not
but
that different. But they are so infuriating because they are so holier than thou.
yeah, I think it's the smugness and the arrogance that comes
Yeah.
along with their show. And I mean, let's just not forget that Nick Viall, if you guys haven't listened to episode one of Snarkbait that Sophie walked us through, let's just not forget that Nick Viall has been using his child as thirst traps. When he remember when his daughter was first born, when River was first born, he would take like shirtless photos of himself.
Oh my God, he was yeah, dad of the year. Dad of the year. And and before River was born, by the way, he would like talk shit about other people like exploiting their kids. And I will say that Nick and Natalie have done a good job of not showing River's face since she's become older, which is great. Good for them. That was not the case when she was little. They were doing Pampers ads or whatever. They were doing baby ads, and he was taking thirst traps with River, shirtless. So, yeah, it's always throwing stones at other people while living in a glass house.
Yeah.
And I just think that they are insufferable. And again, like take a look in the mirror before you talk about other people that are chasing their dreams and working hard because like you said, Nick and Natalie are pumping out podcast episodes.
Do you know how
Neither of
much
them are staying.
work that
Yeah,
is?
neither of them are staying at home
Right.
technically. They're both working parents. Like that's what Whitney's doing. She is being a working parent. Like it is just so fucking infuriating. I cannot take them. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I know that like I do not get as passionate about anyone else as I do about Nick Viall. You guys know that.
No,
And
understandably so.
like he just grinds my fucking gears. And I think another aspect of it is that maybe he's like he also might be bitter that he was not asked to host the reunion again. And
Yes.
I think the answer to that might be, well, he's Netflix talent now because him and Natalie are hosting that new show about age gaps called Age of Attraction on Netflix.
Stop giving them attention. Why do we keep giving
I
them
know.
attention?
And also
Stop.
like stop rewarding a man who was 38 when he started dating his 19-year-old girlfriend.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, we
Um,
conveniently always gloss over that. Like, not us, but people just
not us.
conveniently gloss. Yeah, we don't forget here at Snarkbait Pod, but yeah, that seems to just be lost in in their love
She
story.
was 19. She was 19 and he was 38. What do
That's
you
disgusting.
It's literally disgusting. And I
That's a
can't believe that
freshman in college.
they were rewarded with a Netflix show to host because of that. So that's fun. Um but yeah, I think that's part of it too, is that maybe he's like embarrassed that like, everyone knows that he wasn't invited back to host the reunion. And I think his excuse is, well, we're Netflix talent now. It's a conflict. Uh,
Sure, whatever keeps you, I mean, helps you sleep.
yeah, whatever helps you sleep at night, but I don't know. Just this whole thing pissed me off and I am so excited for Whitney. I'm not like the biggest Whitney fan in general. I didn't watch Dancing with the Stars, but I know that she is hands down the most talented person on Secret Lives of Mormon Wives. She has genuine talent.
Hmm.
So I have nothing but praise and excitement for her. And yeah, I'm definitely going to be seeing her on Broadway and fuck Nick and Natalie forever.
Yeah, it's funny because sometimes when we'll cover influencers, we'll have some of their fans come on our page and like say, "You guys are mean for saying this, whatever." I don't think I've ever seen a comment on
Defending Nick Viall.
defending Nick Viall. Like he is like world renowned, hated.
Universally hated.
Universe, thank you. He's universally hated.
Universally hated, but for some reason still has like a top podcast. So he's clearly doing something right. So
It's so
sure.
funny on Spotify Wrapped. We had so many people tagging us in their Spotify Wrap, which we love to see. It like made my whole day. But a lot of the crossover was often Viall Files, and I know we talked about this on our episode, I think in a couple days. But I was like, oh, huh,
I know. I know.
huh.
It's so funny also like there's a lot of crossover with like The Toast and like
Hmm.
other shows where we've like done episodes about those
Yeah,
people.
yeah.
But people are, people contain multitudes. So it's okay to have favorites and then also listen to a podcast that criticizes those favorites.
Someone DM'd us and they go, having the toast and Sark Bait as top one and two seems like an oxymoron.
I know it's so many people have that overlap, which is so funny.
Yeah. No, we
Um,
don't hate it. I mean, I think
no.
that the vibe is pretty different of the shows. But speaking of infuriating things, have you seen this um Bays Gate on TikTok?
No, I have not seen this.
Okay, so Shay Mitchell's luxury luggage travel brand released this email a couple of days ago, like shortly after Thanksgiving, with the subject line "Action Required, Fraud Alert." And inside the email, it was not, in fact, a fraud alert notifying that your security has been breached. It was a notification to the customer that the sale for base luggage has been extended. And people are absolutely up in arms, which makes sense. This is literally against FTC guidelines because when you
Yeah.
receive an email that says, attention, fraud alert, that causes panic. in someone. And usually in this, I mean, you work in marketing, you can probably explain this better
I
than I
literally,
can.
I'm an email copywriter, like
Yeah, can you
my
yeah, like
full-time job.
yeah, because I was like, I will walk through the FTC guidelines of what it means when you like write a subject line into an email, but you're not
It's
supposed to
such
use
a,
false or misleading header
yeah,
information.
it's so
You're not supposed
dumb.
to use deceptive subject lines. Identify the message that it is in fact an ad. People were saying this base could get sued for this. Like this is so misleading. What are your thoughts on this? Like if this were to come across your desk, actually no, before I even ask you, I think this shows how inexperienced and green their marketing team is or the copywriters actually reading the email because I feel like this is such a one-on-one thing in marketing to know that you should not disseminate this to your customers. I just feel like they're hiring very inexperienced people at this company who didn't know better. But I guess there has to be multiple layers of approval when you send out an email with this type of subject line.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they were thinking. I feel like that it obviously is a subject line that would get a high open rate because it's illegal. Like, I don't know what they were thinking. And the copy in the email, so it says, so Beis, by the way, you guys, if you aren't familiar, is the luggage brand that is Shea Mitchell's. And it's a huge, I think it's like $1 billion company at this point. They shouldn't be, hiring, if they are hiring very inexperienced people, they can afford to hire professionals.
Yeah.
Um, but the copy in the email says, so the subject line, like Christy says, action required, fraud alert, immediate action may be required as the pre-header. And then the copy in the email says sale extended. The fraud is us. Sale now extended. 30% off. Everything continues for one more day plus one more flash deal. So just your typical sale copy, but like the fraud thing, like obviously it's eye-catching. It's going to get a lot of clicks and open rates, but at what cost? Because again, you're breaking the law. And I think also like where is their compliance team, like their legal team?
Yeah, right.
I feel like that's something that legal should flag. Like it's not just on the marketing copywriter who the marketing team might be like, guys, like this email is going to get so many fucking opens. Probably did, but like there has to be like compliance also approving these things. So just like you said, a lot of layers of like failure here. Uh, what a dumb email.
I feel like Shay Mitchell, a lot of controversy has been following her because
Yeah.
last month there was that children's skincare brand that people were hating on, including us, saying this is so stupid. We don't need to tell
Yeah.
children that they need to protect their skin. They're like six. And then there's this deceptive, fraudulent alert email, a subject line. I don't know. I just feel like with things like this, and to be clear, this is not going to impact Beis whatsoever. I don't think that they're going to suffer from this at all. But I feel like it's like death by a thousand cuts. If Shay Mitchell continues to have controversy surrounding her and her brands, that just cheapens who you are. And people are going to start knowing you as like this tacky kind of businesswoman who's not very savvy. I don't know. I like Base Luggage. I actually find it to be a really good brand, and it's more affordable than their competitor Away, and I think it's actually better quality just based on my use of using Base and Away. I think it's a good brand, but this just cheapens it.
Yeah. Luckily, it doesn't look like this has gone like super viral. Like there aren't like news articles about it yet. So it looks like it's like a few people on TikTok being like, what the fuck, Baze, you know?
Yeah.
So again, they're not going to really suffer from this. I doubt anyone is going to sue them. But yeah, it's just like stupid.
Yeah, it's tacky, it's stupid, it's careless, and I think that Shay Mitchell obviously herself is not approving every single copy, but it just if it's your brand, people are going to associate this to you regardless. Even if you had nothing to do with this email, it's just not a good look. Do better, Shay Mitchell.
She I think it needs to be extra careful right now after the controversy with that child skincare brand, which we had a lot of people being like, you know what? I don't think it's a terrible idea because I have a daughter and she always wants to do skincare with me and blah, blah, blah. So a lot of people were like actually supportive of Shea Mitchell's skincare brand, but overall, the consensus was that it was a very troubling concept and very dystopian. And it got a lot of backlash. So, yeah, needs to be careful about the controversy surrounding her brands. But either way, Baze is extremely successful. It's one of those rare, like, celebrity founded brands that has like
Hmm.
hit the $1 billion club.
Yeah.
Like, It is extremely, extremely successful. So she knows what she's doing. She's doing something right. But yeah, that was definitely a stupid email. And that is coming from someone who writes marketing emails for a living. Like,
Yeah.
I can't imagine. Like, I write those subject lines, I write that copy. I can't imagine being like, yeah, fraud alert, action required. How about that, you guys?
Yeah, that's
Like,
gonna get so many clicks, so much impressions, so many sales. Like, come on.
it's just not smart. Speaking of celebrity brands, Paige DeSorbo's new Daphne holiday collection has been ripped apart by Please Don't Buy That on TikTok. And Christy and I both wrote separately about how amazing Please Don't Buy That is as a follow. She is so knowledgeable
Yes.
about apparel and production and fabrics because she has worked in the industry for so long. She has so much experience. And the way that she talks about materials and fabrics and production, she just like she knows so much. So, Paige DeSorbo's new Daphne holiday collection is advertised as 100% premium polyester. And it's so funny how Please Don't Buy That goes, it's plastic. It's literally plastic. It's plastic.
Yeah.
And first of all, the holiday collection, this hero product is a $88 polyester cami, $92 polyester shorts. First of all, I don't want to be wearing a polyester satin. They're like satin made out of polyester.
Yeah.
I don't want to be wearing a satin cami and short set in December. I'm freezing. Like I said, I am wearing right now like 10 layers. I'm fucking freezing. I'm not wearing that. I will wear a cami set in the summer, not in December. And then also a $250 polyester bed
Two,
jacket.
250.
And it's like it literally looks like plastic. And it's so funny how Mallory of Please Don't Buy That is like, that is plastic. It looks like plastic. And it's technically like a satin weave or whatever. But she was like, these prices for polyester is literally insane. The markup is insane. This is so horrible. It's just like flammable looking. It's plastic. It's cheap looking. But the copy, the way that they wrote the copy, speaking of copy, is really smart actually. Like that this is a good copywriter. They wrote our satin fabric is made of 100% premium polyester. Like premium polyester is such a hilarious oxymoron, which we chose for its softness, drape, and ability to resist wrinkles. Satin refers to the fabric weave, which gives the fabric its smooth, glossy finish. Our satin pieces are made in Vietnam. From fiber to fit, we're intentional about every step, and we work with partners we trust to help bring our designs to life beautifully and responsibly.
These are 100% made in a Vietnamese sweatshop, to be
Yeah,
clear.
like what do you mean responsibly?
Yeah. What does that
Please
mean? Please,
elaborate.
please. Yeah.
You can't throw in the word responsibly and not elaborate on how exactly.
Yeah.
Um, and oh wait, I actually attached screenshots. Did you see the bed jacket? What do you think of that?
That looks so uncomfortable. And I run really hot when I sleep. I have a fan, even if it's freezing outside. This would suffocate me. In fact, this looks like a fire hazard.
I, I'm so confused by this. And it's supposed to be like it says it's inspired by Paige's mom, and it's supposed to be like vintage inspired and something that maybe you don't sleep in, but you like wear around the house, which I think is like their whole thing as a brand is like, yeah, like chic loungewear that you can work from home in and feel cute in, and then also maybe like wear out and about whatever. But like this bed jacket is so confusing to me. And it's $250 and it's made of 100% polyester. Like that's just insane. And I know that we kind of like went over the whole like Daphne pricing controversy when the brand first launched. At least those products, when they first launched, were at least 100% cotton.
Right.
So people were like, okay, Paige is known for being this fast fashion polyester queen, but like at least, she's using cotton you
Yeah.
know? Like
Right.
we were like good for her, okay? Like she's trying to prove the haters wrong, use natural materials, like maybe like, sustainably sourced clothing coming from someone that has a reputation of being the polyester queen. And now she's like fully embracing the polyester of it all, which it's her brand and I'm sure people are going to buy it anyway. But for the record,
100%. Yeah.
everything is still fully in stock as of when I was writing this Thursday, December 4th. Um, Nothing is sold out. Everything is tons of stock available. I think that that happens with these celebrity brands quite frequently. And we're going to talk about Phe Phe in a second right after this. And I think
Yeah.
it's probably the same with Phe Phe, is that you have that really exciting launch and a lot of people trying to get their hands on, that one novelty item from their favorite celebrity. And then it kind of like dies down.
Yes, I was gonna say I had to check when the holiday collection went live. So it went live 5 days ago. So on Monday or like Sunday night, 11:30 or December 1. But the fact that it's still in stock, I think that yes, people were very excited about the collection when it first dropped because it was this new brand. Paige was doing a ton of marketing on it. But I feel like now that excitement has kind of waned a bit. And now people are kind of just looking at one, the pieces and the price and just the
Yeah.
way it looks. It doesn't look comfortable. In fact, the bed jacket for 250 bucks, I'm not joking, it reminds me of those polyester kind of jackets you see in Chinatown for like 10 bucks. It's probably made by the
It
same
looks
same person or same sweatshop, honestly.
it looks very cheap and plasticky. Like it
I
literally
can't
looks
believe it.
plasticky. It's like a quilted. We'll attach pictures on our Instagram. Attach.
YouTube, Instagram, yeah.
We will post pictures. So make sure you're following us on Instagram so you can see what we're talking about. Or I mean, you can look at Daphne's website. But it's like a quilted satin. I'm just like I'm so confused. I'm not Mallory, so I'm not good at like describing clothes. But do follow. Please don't buy that. She is so good. And she has also done a few videos on Phe Phe, which is the acquired style twins, Danielle and Bridget Phelan's new brand.
Yes, I have been finding her to be a fascinating follow. She's very articulate. She explains it in a way that makes it for me, a consumer who's not familiar with fashion, easily understandable. She was ripping them for most of the pieces on their website. There's this classic, it's such a mouthful. There's like so many, the way that it's described on the website, it's like a word salad.
Yeah.
Classic cotton, jersey brushed, French terry, fleece, sweatpants. That's like 8 words.
And Mallory, please don't buy that, pointed out that this is like a complete oxymoron because French terry and fleece are different things, and cotton jersey is different from French terry and fleece. So none of this makes sense. And she was saying how the wash instructions, we were just talking about this on
We,
DT last week,
yes,
hand wash cold, lay flat to dry. And it's because she was basically like, this definitely failed some sort of, wash test, which is why they're telling you do not machine wash or dry these products under any circumstances because they will right away get ruined
right.
right away if you wash them or dry them, which they're literally like sweatpant material, which I wash and dry my sweatpants and sweatshirts
All
all the time,
the
obviously,
time.
and they're fine. But it's the fact that they all have these raw hems
That's
that look
why.
and
Yeah.
they look good the first wear. Like, and Bridget and what's her name? Danielle do a good job of like making them look really cute with like heels and like Chanel bags, and they style them really cutely. But the average person, this is not going to work for the average person. Like, they also don't even look good on Bridget and Danielle. Like
No.
it's like this thick material, this fleece. It's literally just fleece, is what it is.
Yep.
Uh, but they use like this word salad.
Yep. And they were calling it, like you said, a cotton jersey, but please don't buy that, was saying, no, it's not a cotton jersey. It's a cotton blend because it contains 5% polyester. And to your point, they keep saying, oh, it's a raw hem. It's a raw hem. Well, it's a raw hem, and you also can't put it into the washing machine, which is like the whole point of a sweatpant. I throw my shit into the washing machine and
Yeah.
dryer all the time because you can. It's durable and it's cotton and whatever. There's also an $85 wrap top, which is made of 47% rayon, 27% polyester, and $20 acrylic socks. Acrylic.
Yeah, that's not good.
Can you imagine how smelly your feet must be after you like if you're actually wearing those with like
Acrylic is not breathable.
oh God, that's like disgusting. And $20, again, this is more expensive than aloe or just as expensive. We have to stop with this. This is like not sustainable. It's if you guys watch the Brandy Melville or Brandy Hellville documentary, I believe it was
Hmm.
on HBO Max, they talk about how certain like third world countries just have beaches filled with clothing, and the
Yeah.
ocean is completely polluted of clothes because people buy fast fashion like this. They pay a huge amount, probably 5x what it actually costs to make and distribute it, and it ends up being on a beach in like Southeast Asia or something. It's seriously like we need to stop with this.
I know. It's really bad. And I also think it's like such a missed opportunity because
Yes.
you have these hugely influential, and they realize that they're so influential that they could sell literally bags of shit to their fans.
Yeah.
And they know that they don't have, like, it's sad that they know that they don't have to have the quality there because people are going to buy them anyway. But it's such a shame. Like, I feel like, especially with like Pages with Daphne, I feel like she could have created something so cute and so affordable. And she is known for, doing the affordable. I mean, now she wears more expensive things, but when she first started, she was always doing like the looks for less and having like just like cute affordable outfits. Like why are you expecting your fans suddenly to pay $250 for a quote unquote bed jacket, whatever the fuck that is? Like it's just I don't know. It's just such a, and an $85 rayon polyester wrap top. Like, I don't know. It just seems like such a
Yeah.
freaking missed opportunity and just like a money grab instead of trying to create something that is valuable and something that is missing from your followers' wardrobes. You're instead like, they'll buy this. They'll
Yeah.
buy it.
Right. And I think, honestly, I don't mean to sound like insensitive when I say this, but at the same time, if you just want to buy it just because it has the Daphne label slapped on it because you want to be like Paige DeSorbo, like that's kind of on you. Like I don't know. Like to me, if you're willing to pay 250 bucks for
Yeah.
this, then you're just willing to put probably like give her 90% profit off of that purchase. She doesn't care about making you look like her or making you look stylish. She wants more money in her pocket, which like that's capitalism, baby. Like that's fine. That's kind of on you. I don't really have much sympathy
Yeah.
for people
I
that are
mean,
buying
no.
it.
Oh, no, no, no. Like, if people are buying this stuff and they are, like, yeah, I mean, yeah, that's on them. And I
That's on
mean,
you. Like, I'm
that's a
sorry.
choice. That's a choice that they're gonna make and will continue to make. And, baby snarks though, please don't.
Yeah,
Please
please
don't buy
don't.
that. Please don't buy that.
Yeah.
Literally.
Please don't buy that.
No, like literally just don't. But if you're going to, sure. And they know that people are gonna buy them anyway. So that's just like you said, that's capitalism, baby. It is what it is.
Yeah, I mean,
So
get her back. Then she's gonna be more wealthy and like happy for her. I wish I could be that wealthy. And speaking of, should we move on to our LEOs?
my LEO was Broadchurch, which I already talked about. My DEO, speaking of celebrity brands, I need people to stop using the term buttery soft. I am so sick of buttery soft. Shut up.
Do you know what this reminds me of, Sophie?
What?
I hate it when people use the term milk for skincare products.
Oh yeah, like glazing milk.
Yeah, like
Ugh.
what does that mean? Ugh.
Oh my God, I don't know why it grosses me out. Like those words like milk or like creamy, buttery. I'm like, shut up, stop. Stop.
Licorian, you mean?
Kendra Lacari.
Licorian?
If you know, you know. But yeah, the term buttery soft, I'm gonna need influencers to stop using that term. I hate it. Find a new term to describe something as being soft.
Yeah,
I can't. I hate it every single time. It reminds me of Danielle Bernstein. I feel like Danielle Bernstein is like the original buttery soft person. Like she
oh,
just always everything. And it's like, okay, now you're just like it's diluting the word. Because if
yeah.
everything is buttery soft, nothing is.
Also, thinking about butter, I don't necessarily find it to be, it's just like oily. I don't want to touch anything butter because my hands are gonna get wet. Like, there has to be a better way, like pillowy soft.
Yeah, pillowy soft would be like better. I mean,
Buttery
I
soft,
still
just,
don't like that either for the record.
I don't like it either, but it's like buttery soft inherently. I don't think of butter as soft necessarily. It's just like oily.
But no, but I think it's like when someone says it's like butter. Like
It's
it
like
like
butter.
I guess it's like when you like cut through a stick of butter. I
Yeah.
don't know, but still, it still doesn't make sense. I hate it. I hate it so
Speaking,
much.
actually, do you keep your butter in the fridge or do you leave it out?
I put it in the fridge. The
thing.
concept of leaving it out is like a new thing that I recently learned people do. And if you do that, let us know if that's the move, I guess.
Well, that's why I don't understand the term buttery soft because I leave my butter in the fridge.
Yeah, yeah, so it's like hard.
Yeah, yeah,
It's
exactly. It's like,
not
in fact,
it's not soft.
there is nothing buttery or soft about me, cutting butter for my toast.
Have we talked about, speaking of dark energy objects, I feel like this is probably one that we've used before because it sounds just like on brand for us to bitch about. When a restaurant serves you bread and butter and the butter is like hard.
It's like, give it to me frozen. You know what? It might be easier.
Might as well.
Yeah,
Might as well. Have we? I feel like we've definitely talked about that before.
I don't think so.
When the butter is hard and you can't even like spread it on the bread. Okay, then like literally what's the point?
You know how you can tell when a restaurant is like really nice is when
When
they give
it's
it to you whipped,
perfectly room temp,
and it's like
whipped,
whipped. You know what I mean? And
whipped,
it's in
or
that
it's
little.
molded. It's
Yes,
molded.
yes, and it's in a little like the white. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like
The
when it's
little dish.
yes, when it's
It's in a
whipped
little
and
dish, or
mm-hmm.
it's like molded, or they bring it out and they're like, well, "This is a garlic chive creme fraiche butter, and this
Yeah.
is our original house recipe."
This is imported from France, and we actually churn the butter backs in the back
Hand churned.
hand churn. Yeah.
Yeah. And yeah, that's when you know it's a good restaurant. And then when they bring you the hard, cold, refrigerated butter, that's a shitty restaurant. And
Yes.
also when they bring you, remember when we were in LA and we were at a restaurant where we like
Oh God, I'm scared. I'm scared.
no. When they brought
Oh.
out the food too fast, and we were like, no, we were like, that's fucking dark energy.
Oh
Why?
yeah.
We were like, was that just sitting back there under a heat lamp? Like we
Yeah.
literally ordered 30 seconds ago.
No, literally, we all looked at each other like, God, that's a little unsettling.
Yeah, when the food comes out before the drinks, and we're like, nope,
That is
don't like that.
inappropriate.
That's always that is always a red flag to me.
No, 100%. It's almost like have some manners. Why don't you? Yeah.
Have some tact. And
Yeah.
it's funny, I'll be at like a fancy, it sometimes will be at the fanciest restaurant, and you'll get your appetizer before your fancy cocktail. And I'm
Yep.
like, no, I don't care
Yep.
how long the cocktail is taking. Wait to bring me the food.
Wait.
I need the cocktail first. I need a cheers first. I know we've talked about this before, you guys, but it still bothers me.
No, no, no. I completely remember that moment, and I remember exactly which restaurant, where we were sitting, the shocked faces on every single one of our faces. Like it's yeah, definitely dark energy. Well,
We were
speaking,
like, this caprese salad was sitting under a heat lamp.
ew.
I also like, I act like I'm Padma Lakshmi during like Top Chef restaurant wars. Like, who am I to like judge a restaurant? Any restaurant.
Um, well, speaking of food, my dark
Yeah.
energy object is Meadow Lane, the new luxury grocery store in New York City. They're calling it the Erewhon of the East,
Yeah.
Erewhon of New York City. I have been on Meadow Lane TikTok for the past 12 hours now, doing a little bit of research. And I just have to say, grocery stores and opening a grocery store is very difficult. And that's why when you think of grocery stores, you think of the huge conglomerates that is Albertsons, that is Safeway, that is Vaughn's, that is Kroger's, obviously like Walmart, Aldi, maybe Target. It's very hard to break into. And there's been a lot of controversy surrounding Meadow Lane because their prepared foods hasn't been up to snuff. For instance, people have been complaining, you've probably heard about this if you guys are as online as we are, the raw chicken nuggets. Someone was like, I'm gonna get salmonella because this chicken nugget is undercooked. It's raw.
Oh my God, it was disgusting. It was
This
literally pink and raw.
yes. And then another woman said that she ordered chili. She's a vegan. And there was no, and with food preparation, grocery store is one
It was
thing.
like vegan chili.
Yes, but it's grocery stores is one thing. That in and of itself is very hard, which is why there's only a couple conglomerates that are able to like break into the market. Food preparation is another thing. Like when you go into a Whole Foods, when you go into a Safeway, they have the prepared foods section. That is a whole other animal, and you have to properly label the food such that you're considerate of allergies because this could literally kill someone.
Yeah.
This woman, fortunately, this wasn't a fatal allergy, but she was a vegan and there was cheese in her chili, and the food label failed to disclose that there was a dairy component in the ingredients.
Also, if you're gonna have vegan chili, like what's the point of adding cheese at
Right.
all?
Right. It's an oxymoron. And I just feel like there's been also just a lot of controversy around the build of the grocery store. It was very public. People were like anxiously waiting for this grocery store to open. People were seeing like rats in and around the
Ew.
which is very common, obviously, in New York City. But I just feel like when there is so much hype around a grocery store, it better be perfect. You know what I mean? And people were basically kind of giving the founder a shit because they were like, you were so hard hell bent on opening so quickly without taking like the necessary precautions that is necessary before you open a grocery store and a restaurant, essentially. And I feel like now it's almost become this spectacle for TikTokers and creators to just film themselves. But when you go in there, you better be ready to prepare or to purchase at least $100 worth of goods because it's hella expensive.
Yeah.
I think a single salad was like $25 or something crazy
Yeah,
like that.
like Erewhon prices. And they also there was something that I saw where they posted on their Instagram story and they were like everything is sold out today except for like these bulleted items. And they posted it alongside like a homeless person on the street. Like that was the image or video that they chose to use to list out the items still available. Like it was some sort of like I don't know, they sell art. Like they think they're being artistic and making some
Yes.
sort of statement. And it's like so troubling to me and so nefarious and dark. I hate it. I'm obviously gonna go for market research, but I'm gonna buy whatever I think will be the safest for me to consume
Right.
because I don't trust the food
Right.
there. But I also just like the Erewhon of it all. We went to Erewhon when we were in LA
Yep.
and it was good. Like I remember we got the Hailey Bieber smoothies and we got some stuff from the hot bar like mac and cheese, salad, some protein. All in all, like we each I think spent like
It
$80
was so expensive.
on a smoothie and then like a thing, like a little thing of food for lunch.
Yes. I
And
remember just being shocked at, we're like, whoa.
yeah. So it's like the prices are going to be insane, obviously. And that's like what these premium grocery stores are. Like they know that they are targeting a consumer that wants to spend a little extra money on something fancy. So, like, that's fine, sure. But at least with Erewhon, like, the shit is good. Like people are like, yeah, it's worth it. Like, yeah, it's really fucking expensive. I am someone that would not go to Erewhon frequently if I lived in LA. Like, it's fun for like a once in a while treat, but like otherwise I'm just like, no, this isn't really worth it. But like some people actually find it worth it. It sounds like with Meadow Lane, the stuff isn't actually good. A lot of it doesn't seem safe to consume.
Right.
It just they weren't ready to open yet, but
Yep.
did anyway. And I also like am not I know that it's opened by oh my God, what's his name?
It's
The Nepo baby
something
who
with an
who
S.
opened
Hold on.
it.
Sammy Nussdorf.
Yeah, so he is a very, very, very wealthy. His parents are very wealthy for
He's in Napa, yes.
something. He's a
Yes.
Nepo baby. Uh and you know what? If this is what he feels like his calling in life is, sure. I do wish that there was, I feel like Butterfield Market in New York is my equivalent to Erewhon, I would say. There's one on the Upper East Side that I go to a decent amount. Again, it's not something that I am frequenting all the time. Actually, speaking of which, the Acquired Twins had their own smoothies there. I think they still do.
At Meadow Lane? Oh, Butterfield,
No, at
sorry.
Butterfield,
Got
at
it.
Butterfield Market. So, maybe there is something to be said about, creating an Erewhon in New York. Maybe there is a market for that, but like this just like is not it.
I'm looking at the decor inside the grocery store and I just put it in the notes. The florals in here alone, and obviously florals, like they die very quickly. They're probably spending thousands of dollars on the floral arrangements like every week. It's crazy. This looks like an art gallery. It's trying to give like RH too
Yeah,
of
no,
grocery stores.
they literally have like artwork that you can like
Mm-hmm.
buy. Like
Mm-hmm.
it's clear who their target consumer is, and I don't know if that's me.
And that's just me
Like
being,
I
well,
will
me.
me. I might stick to my, you know, Fairway, Aldi. I got some stuff at Target yesterday. You know, I'm
Yeah.
I'm good with my balling on a budget grocery shopping. In this
Yeah.
economy, I can't afford that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. Wow. This founder is He's only 28 years old, very young. Well, he's also a Nepo baby, so he has the resources. But God, he would be a good
Yeah.
one to do an episode for.
Yeah, we might need a deep dive on him.
Yeah.
Okay, anyway, guys, I feel like that is it for Dark Energy Tuesday.
This was a fun
Anything
one.
else? Yeah, this was fun. I feel like we were like all over the place and we were talking about a lot of niche influencers today. So I'm glad we had this little, I don't
Kiki.
know, Kiki.
So tomorrow on the
I
Patreon,
can't
we're
talk today. I feel like my brain isn't working all the way. So sorry, you guys, if I wasn't on my A game this episode.
it's early.
It's early.
Tomorrow on the Patreon, we're gonna do a true crime segment. Kind of, it's like true crime adjacent. It's
Hmm.
about two travelers traveling to Thailand and something very, very tragic happens to them. We'll be covering that on the Patreon, patreon.com/snarkbaitpod. On Thursday, we have a very, very highly requested NYC influencer that Sophie did a fabulous job covering. So either head on to Patreon for ad-free episodes, for bonus content every Wednesday, or we'll see you for our normal Thursday episode. Other than that, Sophie, oh, thank you to our amazing team, Jordan, Rachel, Olivia, Kartik. Did I miss anything?
No, we have a really exciting announcement coming soon. So follow us at SnarkBaitPod on Instagram and make sure you listen to our Thursday episode to find out what that is.
Yes, thank you for
And
mentioning that. Yeah, stay tuned. If you're a patron, you will find out a day before. But otherwise, we will see you on Thursday for an incredibly exciting announcement. So
yes.
look forward to that. And we will see you guys tomorrow or Thursday or on Instagram. Talk to you later.
Bye.
Bye.